In order to understand how to develop this interlinking method solution, it is necessary to find the common patterns for the knowledge which is presented or stored using those 4 types of tools. To do so, it was decided to perform a research in order to find those data sets. And the results of this research is that those knowledge assets can have common characteristics, which is a title, abstract, description, data about the author, and link to the data source, which is basically a link to original data source within the social learning environment. From the other side, it was necessary to investigate the DBpedia, which was chosen as the semantic web environment, which will be linked together with the social learning environments. And it was also necessary to research those info boxes in order to find common patterns for these knowledge assets presented in these info boxes. And this metadata structure includes the title, type of the knowledge, abstract, link to external page, which is basically a link to the Wikipedia knowledge instance, which is tied together with the DBpedia. And page redirects, which is a synonymous of the knowledge asset described by this metadata. And in order to introduce this interlinking process, it is necessary to combine those metadata descriptions into one common standard and use it for description of the knowledge assets. In order to introduce this interlinking solution, it is necessary to develop a middleware which serves as a bridge between social and the semantic web and performs the actions for describing the knowledge assets and linking them together. And as you can see from the schema, simplified business process, first of all, it is necessary to allocate knowledge assets within the social learning environment and describe them using the metadata structure. After that, it's necessary to allocate the knowledge instance within the DBpedia, which must be related to this knowledge asset from the social learning environment. And then it's necessary to update the metadata description with the information about this knowledge instance. Basically, establish this interlink. The final structure of the metadata includes the title, category, and category can be actually used in the future when it is necessary to build a hierarchical structure of the knowledge, maybe link knowledge asset from one social learning environment to the knowledge asset from another social learning environment, but not with the DBpedia knowledge instance. Then it's abstract, description, link to external page, as I already mentioned before, so link to the original data source, link to the DBpedia, which is basically the point where we introduce this interlinking, and information about the author and date in order to perform this or achieve this reliability of this knowledge asset and description of the knowledge asset. On the slide you can see the final schema of the solution, and as you can see, the user actually interacts only with the social learning environment and the middleware. So users do not have to interact with the DBpedia directly, as it is managed through the middleware with the help of this Part2 endpoint. And I also separately pointed out the Wikipedia in order to show this link between DBpedia and Wikipedia, but still Wikipedia can be considered as the social learning environment tool. In order to test the results, it was decided to perform a test by retrieving the knowledge asset from the social learning environment, the Hans network, and describe it using the metadata structure that was developed. In the table you can see this metadata, the structure, and basically when this metadata description was made, it was transferred to the two equal parties. The difference is that the first party received the blank knowledge asset, while the second party received the knowledge asset together with the metadata description. After that, the interview process was performed with the both parties in order to understand how parties have used this knowledge asset and what's the benefit of the solution. And this interview process showed that the party who received knowledge asset with the metadata description proved to have better understanding about the problem domain and also gain additional knowledge about the web design, as this knowledge asset, which was retrieved from the HANS network, was linked to the knowledge instance of the DBpedia concerned with the web design issues. After development of the work, the following conclusions was made. First of all, small and medium-sized enterprises actively use social learning environments. Nevertheless, they do not have scenario in place on how to capture those key knowledge assets or perform educational processes. But they are still planning to invest in future solutions related to this social learning environment. The next is that semantic web alone at this moment is not capable in bringing benefit to small and medium-sized enterprises. This is why it should be linked with some existing technology, social learning environment. And the introduction of the semantic web basically allows use different social learning environments and interlink the data between these environments. And also semantic web is capable in improving the knowledge structure within the enterprise from unstructured knowledge, as it's kept within the social learning environment, with semi-structured knowledge. And to establish this interlinking process, it is necessary to introduce the middleware. Taking into consideration the conclusions, following recommendations was made. First of all, it is necessary to introduce metadata description process within the enterprise in order to capture key knowledge assets. The next one, it is necessary to investigate social learning environments preferred by the employees in order to understand if they fit within existing business environment. Because integration of such solutions actually lowers the cost of integration, as you do not have to perform educational process within this integration. But still, it's necessary to examine those social learning environments and see if there is compliance with the existing solution and how the enterprise will benefit from integration of such solutions. One of the most important points is that small and medium-sized enterprises must not develop their own ontology. Instead, they must rely on existing solution like DBpedia because of the budget restrictions. But also, it is necessary to evaluate DBpedia and see if the DBpedia covers the knowledge domain, which is in the main interest for the enterprise. This, the method I'm presenting actually allows to change DBpedia to another free or maybe private semantic knowledge repository with more or less lower the costs. And the results achieved in the master thesis is summarization of the concepts, components, architecture, benefits and drawbacks of the semantic web, which can be used as a study material. The next one is development of survey in order to reveal trends of using social learning environments within enterprise, development of metadata description, which is common for knowledge assets presented in the social learning environments, and development of method for interlinking semantic web portal and social learning environment in order to support knowledge management and educational processes. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So we can pass